So today I actually stopped eating at 3:45 this afternoon to be exact. And some of you may find this a little odd, but stick with me as I explain this fasting windows and how you can shift your windows to different time frames. Is that um, when you break your fast early in the day, if you choose to, right? Whether it's a 14 or 16-hour fast, whatever window suits you. You could begin your fast at breakfast, you could stop at lunch, you could start at lunch, you could stop at dinner, you could start at dinner. Some people have even dialed their fasting windows down to one meal a day. And I think I'm getting there because today I had a total of about 1,500 calories, and I measured these, of course. You can do your calorie counting through my Fitness Pal is a great start. But I've usually when you are locked into your diet, you're able to repeat the same foods almost every single day, especially if you surround your meals around protein, uh, primarily around protein. So I am pretty dialed into that aspect of my diet. So I think I cleared about 1,500 calories. I got about 140 grams of 1,500 calories, 140 grams of protein. That's plenty right there. Can I go a little bit more on protein? Sure, but a little less is not going to really harm you. My whole point, my whole goal here, where I'm at in my fasting journey, is that I'm trying to cut as much as possible to now get below 10% body fat. So for me, tweaking some of these macronutrients is a little bit more deliberate. Now, for the average person that's struggling to get into a fasting window or create a routine around fasting, what you can do is maybe when you wake up in the morning, you don't eat your breakfast. But if you must have breakfast, then what you can do is, have your breakfast, be the breakfast guy, the lunch guy, right? Or gal. And then maybe you stop eating around 3 o'clock. Just have a big lunch and stop. And these are just some very small recommendations in terms of how you can have 2 meals and get all your macronutrients in, or maybe 3 meals and break it down a little bit, get all your macronutrients and stop for the day. So the point of this is that you can begin your intermittent fasting through very small steps. If you find this lifestyle intimidating, you can break your day down by slowly skipping a meal, and then maybe if you don't want to skip the meal, then maybe cut that meal in half, the portion, and then eventually once you start becoming more accustomed to actually skipping the whole breakfast or lunch altogether, just don't have anything. And oftentimes what you're going to find is that you are going to feel a lot better than actually worse, if that makes sense. Is you will be riding the growth hormone spike, your testosterone spike, biology is going to be happening. If you adhere to your gallon of water, or whatever fluids you decide to intake, maybe 6 cups, 10 cups, 12 cups of water, you will find that you can sustain your fasting window longer, and you will not need to eat much, really, if anything. And so you'll be able to build that muscle memory, build that discipline around fasting, right? So this is just a short video on why I decided to skip my breakfast and lunch and just have everything within a 2 hour window today. So when I started eating around 1:30, 2 o'clock, I stopped eating at around 3:45. And once I consumed all my 1,500 calories and 140 grams of protein, what I found is actually I was reasonably full. And I didn't push my stomach and distend it any further than it needed to go, because I was eating just to get that satisfaction. I could have overeaten today because I was on the verge of ordering DoorDash. But a lot of times, if you are prepared and have enough nutrients and specifically protein in your refrigerator that you can just go to and cook real quick, or through meal prepping, you just had something ready, the chances of you sticking to your diet and not falling off is going to be 9 out of 10 times you're going to be on top. I found myself being a little bit more lazy today, given it's Sunday. And then Inter Miami, Lionel Messi, my guy, he played today. The Lakers played the OKC and beat them, surprisingly, because OKC is like the number one team right now. But Lakers thrashed them. I'm surprised. So, I got caught up watching the games, and so obviously I'm a step slower. But then after the games were done, I said, hey, let me go out for a drive, get my dog alongside with me, and hit the road and record a video or two. And so I did just exactly that. So what I'm doing right now is walking. Surprise, I'm walking. One of the best things you can do after a meal, especially after your dinner or your lunch or your breakfast, I'm going in reverse order, assuming that's how we eat, right? Is when you walk after your meals, you immediately start attacking the glucose, the spikes, insulin spikes, and you start your digestion process very early on. And this is where, when you stop having your meals early and just cut up your fasting window, this is where the magic really happens, the benefits, right? Because now you don't have to think about food. The last thing you want to do is spend all that time, okay, thinking about food. I frankly get very stressed out thinking about food. I don't know if that's who you are, but that's who I am. So once I feed myself, then I also have the discipline to stop myself, like where I am done. This morning when I woke up, I looked at my physique, right? I have one little layer of fat that I just can't get off. Most people would be very happy to have the physique I have right now. I'm at about 12%. I think that's where I'm at currently. But now I'm trying to push myself to get a 10 or below to really, really see the abs, right? And so, but that's just a wish list for many people, but you can get there, but you have to get there slowly. So right now, this video is not for those who are looking to get abs or anything like that. I'm not the ab guy, although this lifestyle can get you that abs. You just have to stick with the diet really hard. And it's not so much the training, it's really the diet that makes or breaks you. So what I would recommend if you are looking to break into intermittent fasting is gently skip your breakfast. That's all you can do. Because when you wake up in the morning, you're already in a fasted state. Your growth hormones are already kicked up a notch. Your testosterone, right? Your cortisol levels are up, so you can give yourself a nice brisk walk, fight the cortisol level and find that balance, right? Absorb the sunlight right away and reward yourself and get in touch with the taste of water, the sip of water, the fresh taste of water, right? When you start talking to yourself this way and really being present to the things that we take for granted, such as like a nice, refreshing room temperature water, and sip on that, you will start teaching yourself, right? Training your mindset, your psychology of how good of a lifestyle this can be and how quickly you can get lean following the intermittent fasting, walking lifestyle. It may sound like there's a lot of things that you need to hit in order to get into this shape or this routine, but it's really not. Drinking water is a privilege. If you have access to fresh water, it's a damn privilege, okay? And then eat meat and vegetables. You need to eat protein. You need to prioritize all your meals around protein, okay? And focus on sleep hygiene. Reduce the stress as much as you can, okay? Get your steps in, and then get some level of resistance training. I don't care if this is plyometrics or just squats, plyometric, right? Push-ups, dips, pull-ups. You don't even need weights to stay in reasonable shape and cause some resistance in your body to stay lean, right? These are triggers you can do outside, right? You're on a tree, find a branch, do pull-ups. Push-ups you can do anywhere, okay? You can do jumping jacks, air squats, okay? You can do dips on your chairs or on sidebars at the parks, right? It's very easy to get yourself in shape. I say ditch the gym membership for now. Now, if you must build a community and build connections, then definitely go to the gym. I am one that's not a big fan of gym memberships. I find myself just very stagnant. And personally, I don't like the stare downs. And that's just precisely why I have a gym. I've had a gym in my apartment, in my condo, townhome, wherever I've lived. It's followed me through a good decade plus now. So I get everything done, and I maximize my time when I'm watching sports. I'm watching my favorite TV shows, and that's it. I don't need to worry about my gear, getting into the car and driving to the gym. I already know I'm fasted. I already know I'm going to get my steps. And the best part about all of this is I get to see all this. Who's this guy? Who's this girl, huh? You know the guy. All this nature, look at this. I'm catching sunsets right now. I'm catching sunsets. I've done my intermittent fasting, okay? And I've already stopped eating. I don't have to worry about food and my macronutrients because I'm fasted, right? Look behind me, right there. That's amazing, no? It's 70s right now. You're probably wondering why am I wearing a hoodie? Is because Vegas heat is just a different breed. So I'm trying to prevent myself from really getting that really dark tan. Right now it's just getting cooler, so that's why I'm wearing a hoodie. So that's my long and short video on how to break into intermittent fasting, why I stopped eating at 4 o'clock today, specifically 3:45, and how I have kickstarted my fasting window for the next day, right? Check this out. So tomorrow morning at 3:45 will be 12 hours since I stopped eating. And I'm gonna extend that window when I wake up into the late hours of the morning. That's gonna maximize my fast, right? So I could be really burning fat and getting even leaner through sleeping and through extending that fasting window. And when I wake up in the morning, there's a good chance I'm not going to have any food. So that's psyche. That's the way you build your muscle memory. That's how you build your muscle memory. That's how you create a discipline system protocol within to enforce that. It's going to take a couple of repetitions, folks. This is a lifestyle, so you're not in a hurry. You're not going to get ripped right away. So this is all about making mistakes, trial and error. Look at this. This is amazing. All of this out here, baseball field. This is the tracks where I come and walk. See this? This is so cool. All of this is super cool right here. The mountains, the valleys, and I'm actually right now I'm going on incline right here. All of this is incline. All of this is incline. See, so why would I want to end my night on my couch and not come out and get footage and do all this recording, right, for YouTube? If you got your health, as I say, you're blessed. If you got your health, anything's possible. If you can control it, whatever ailments they are, if you can control it and resolve it through diet and natural remedies, you've essentially solved life in this sense. You have conquered what most people cannot, which is the taste bud. I talk a lot about the taste bud. If you can control the palate, your taste, and restrict yourself from food constantly, you're winning in life. Okay, that's my rant for fasting. I'm done. Till the next video, Mamba out.